Hello and welcome to Afterlife Topics and Metaphysics. The sun is setting here in the hills outside of Barcelona, and here I am still on my laptop, on my web camera, making videos for you guys. I want to talk about the concept of being stuck in a condition in the astral, in the afterlife. One of the most common elements of misconception and fear, paranoia, concerns people about this subject. The idea of going to a place on that side and being stuck there, and according to some people, being forced to have to reincarnate. Who wants to do that? Before we go into this subject, which by the way is a viewer requested video, if you're a patron of Afterlife Topics and you want to get involved in classes, if you want to submit requests to have video topics discussed, if you want to be behind the scenes for interviews, then I encourage you to sign up as a patron at patreon.com/Afterlife Topics. Helps keep this show on the road. And also go down and hit that subscribe button, like the video, share the video, keeps all this going and doesn't require any investment. Yes, also the wind coming in, trying to blow against my microphone, and just another challenge, but it's all about persevering. You have to persevere in life, and you have to persevere when you make videos too. So, if you follow the work of William Buhlman, one of the things of William Buhlman that I think motivates him and bothers him the most has been the lack of enlightenment, the lack of knowledge upon people that he's met in astral projection states. And Buhlman is one of the pioneering out-of-body explorers, and most people who follow this work, they know who Buhlman is. If you haven't, read any of Buhlman's work, definitely worth checking out, especially his earlier books. I'm not as big of a fan of his most recent book, but I also disagree quite a bit with a lot of Buhlman's work, and that's okay because it's really important stuff. It's just that we are coming at things from a different philosophical perspective. I think that enlightenment is more about becoming a loving person who cares about and empathizes with other people, whereas some people, maybe Buhlman feels the same way, but it feels like some people feel like enlightenment is entirely about advancing states of consciousness and hacking reality and becoming aware of greater and greater realities, which to me is pointless if you don't know how to love. So these are kind of like philosophical disagreements, nothing that major. So it does keep me a little bit divided from Buhlman's work, but still it's important stuff. And so on that note, Buhlman is very bothered by the concept that he can be in places like astral China, places I've also seen. You will see that side, that the other side that we talk about on this channel, which a lot of us believe in because we've experienced it, that there can be blocks of communist-style buildings in China filled with people in those, living the same lives as they've always have here. So, they pass away, they cross over to that side, and then they continue a life that is really freaking similar to what they were doing here because that is the pattern that they are most used to. Now, Buhlman specifically says that the problem is that when you pass away, you immediately equate yourself and accept and believe the reality that you see around you, failing to recognize that it is still a mental manifestation, even if it's a group mental manifestation that people put together, people created, and that it's not the law, it's not the reality, it's not something that is that you're locked in place into. It's not, life is fluid. You can go anywhere, be anything, even a really loud cricket or cicada. Do you hear this thing? It's the loudest cricket I've ever heard. I'm from Arizona, and I don't usually hear them this loud. Okay, it shut up. Anyway, so, right, so, oh, there it goes again. Whatever. So Buhlman's issue is that, what Buhlman warns us about is that you pass away and you end up accepting whatever it is that you see around you as being real, even if there isn't really a basis in that being a reality. So you find yourself someplace, but you think just because your only frame of reference is the world you're in right now. And in this world, we're stuck someplace. We can't fly into the sky. We can't teleport. We can't do anything we want. And so we think that wherever we end up, that is the new reality, and we just accept it for what it is. And lots of people accept it for what it is. Then you get the phenomenon of people not advancing, people being kind of, quote, stuck in a rut, being stuck in one environment, and then they get so used to it that those of us who are out of body explorers, we go to that side, and then we meet people there, and like they recognize that there's like paranormal stuff. There's people like, phasing in, warping into their dimension, but they don't but they can't relate to it. They think that their life is the way it is, and they're stuck into that system. And then used, because the group consensus is so strong, this is why I think that there's reports of people dying inside their astral bodies, people who are still subject to threat, danger, and entropy, because they're so firmly committed into believing that their environment is the reality around them, versus being open-minded enough to be able to explore other realities. Now there's a cat saying hello. Hello, cat. Let's say hello. Well, the cat wanted to be in the video, so we got the cats, we got the wild pigs, we got the crickets, we got the drunk hotel guests. I'm telling you, I need some kind of a raise. So where were we? So this is, this is in a nutshell why people have this phenomenon of encountering people living lives so remarkably similar to the lives here. And it's something I've also encountered, and I believe this is another problem, is what happens when somebody is able to wake up enough to realize that, they don't have to go to work in a job they don't like. They don't have to be in a physical reality that is so similar to this one. Well, some of those people will actually exploit what's going on, and maybe exert power over other people. They'll be the ones who are able to manipulate the environment, while the common people don't know how to do it. They'll be the ones who are able to, change things, alter things, produce things, gain an unfair advantage, because they know the secret about how to actually control or shape or change reality on those levels. So basically, I agree with Bullman in this sense. That this is a danger, and this is something that we all have to think about if we don't want to be stuck into one environment. What I don't believe in is disparaging some of these types of worlds. I think Earth-like environments are great. It challenges us. It hones our creativity. It has that duality. It has that. It creates that pushback that is the kind of the basis of all creation, creativity. Sometimes we need the sadness with the happiness. We need the darkness with the light to be able to create beautiful works of music and artwork. So I'm all about these kind of Earth-like environments. I think they're fantastic. So there's no reason to disparage these places as being unenlightened, or with people who are below the salt. And some of these people, I'm not saying Bullman does, but certainly some people think like this, and I think it's a really condescending way to be. There is no such thing as a better realm and a worse realm. There's different types of existences that we choose for different purposes. This is a big theme if you've ever read any of my books. So I don't agree with that, but I definitely do agree, though, but it's a problem if your life is limited because you're not aware of your own greater reality and your potential and what you are capable of doing that you don't even realize yet. That if you want to go to a different realm, a different environment, a different place, you want to experience something new, you want to, go to a more sublime, a more heavenly, a more beautiful mode of existence, that you have that power within yourself, and you need to be able to exercise it. Because I do think that the worst case scenario is that if you're in this level of ignorance and you're on that side, you could be exploited. You could be exploited by those forces that do get what's going on, because people are just as malicious on that side, or at least they have the potential to be as here. They could be tricking you or forcing you into reincarnation, making you sign so-called soul contracts because they want to be able to exploit you back on this world. There's all kinds of ways that ignorance can lead to exploitation on that side. In fact, maybe that's going to be the name of this video. Ignorance leads to exploitation in the afterlife, because it can and it does, and you don't want this to happen when you cross over. You want to be educated and aware of different modes, different places we can go to. And the fact you're watching this channel means you're already there and you don't have anything to worry about, so congratulations. But for so many of the masses, that is a problem. It is something to keep in mind. And fortunately, we don't have to worry about it, but other people do. And no, I don't agree with Bowman that you just chant like higher self now and you ascend to some cosmic level. I don't think it works like that either. What you do is you just practice keeping an open mind, questioning your reality, and even when you do lucid dreaming in this world, that's part of that process, or astral projection, because you're tapping into other realms while you're here connected to this world, because you can connect to that side, and then you have the consciousness expanded enough to be able to ask questions about the reality that you're living in. And it's something we should always do, and we should do it here in this world. Is the reality you're living in right now the one you have to be living in? Do you have to be in a job you hate? Do you have to be working that desk you hate, with that boss you hate, with friends who are toxic or who are sociopathic, romantic connections who are corrosive? Do you need to be living in that reality? Or can you change it? Can you manifest something differently? Can you do that spiritual alchemy to change your condition? It's not quite the same here, but it's surprisingly similar. Well, that's it for this video. If you like this kind of stuff, then again, I encourage you to become a patron. Help keep this work going. Really always need help with that. You can head to patreon.com/Afterlife Topics. You can pick up books like The Afterlife and Beyond, my last book that came out last year, talking about a lot of these subjects and a lot more. And the first book, which is good for newbies at first trying to wrap their minds around this crazy stuff. Alright, I'll have more videos coming up around the corner. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.